Towards the end of 2021, I began to pursue the possibility of having my existing windows replaced and double glazing installed. Now, considering I needed to replace 15 windows, that was going to be quite considerable financial outlay. So to that end, I did quite a lot of research into a number of different companies and had them come out and give me quotes for that. Now, that experience was quite an arduous one. It ranged from having people come to my house and spend too much time talking at me, trying to persuade me that this deal was only available for today, but only if I signed up there and then, going out to their cars to make secret phone calls to their bosses. I'd had enough, quite frankly, so when I contacted Strathclyde Windows and spoke to Alan, it was such a refreshing change. Really, he spent quite a lot of time on the phone with me, talking about my property, which is an old sandstone property which presented its own challenges, and I had very specific requirements. I needed to have windows that were in keeping not just with the windows I was replacing, but also with the other properties in my terrace. Alan was extremely patient, came out and visited me a couple of times before we agreed anything. He very honestly and openly admitted that the company had never made windows to this specific specification before, but was very confident that they could do that. To be honest, the quote I got from Strathclyde Windows was not the cheapest quote, but for me, when I'm looking to employ a tradesman or a company, for me, the relationship and connection you make with those people is every bit, if not more important, than the actual cost of the job itself. And Alan had instilled in me a level of confidence that meant that I felt I could trust them and could work with them. Once we agreed a price, Scott then came out to visit. He did all the final checks and balances, measured up all the windows for a second time, and then the job was planned for February of this year. It was to my great surprise when Alan gave me a call in January to say the windows had come in a couple of weeks early and they were able to start the job if it suited me. I was delighted, and on the day we agreed, 4 men turned up very promptly in the morning, exactly when they said they would, got to work, worked relentlessly, barely stopped for a break, and involved me when they needed to if there were any little tweaks that they had to discuss with me. And this old house gave them plenty of challenges, but they overcame every single one of them as a result of their professionalism and their craftsmanship. By the end of the week, the job was done, and when they left, you would never have known I had 4 workmen in my house for 5 days. During that installation period, Alan would call me all the time. He would come out to visit, he would check on the job and check on the work of the installation engineers. And at the end of the job, the guys even hoovered my carpets. There was not a speck of dust in this house when they left. The windows have been in for 6 months now, and I'm still receiving compliments from neighbours and people who come to visit. So overall, this experience has been very, very positive, and I certainly don't recommend people easily to friends and family, but on this occasion with Strathclyde Windows, I wouldn't hesitate.